Alright, so today we are going to be installing the Givi PLX3112 luggage racks onto my DL650 Strom 650 XT of 2018. These take the Givi V37 and V35 hard bags on the side. Now you may be looking at this saying, Matt, you already have luggage racks on there. I do, and these are the wrong ones. These are the Givi PLR3112s, the rapid release mono keys for most of their line of luggage. Something I didn't realize, and I watched the Redzilla video like 6 times, and they emphasize the fact that you need the PLX3112s. I didn't realize what they were emphasizing.
So you need to make sure that you can actually get the PLX or the PLXR racks for your bike. The Givi V35s will not fit with a regular mono key rack, despite the fact that mono key is in the name.
I thought they were emphasizing the fact that you needed a Givi mono key rack to be able to take these. That's not true. You need the X version, the PLX, for these V37, V35 bags because they have this contour on them. Oops, wrong way. They have this contour on them so that it sits like that. I'll show you a little better view in a second. Anyway, so actually I've taken these about 1,800 miles already, 2 moto camping trips, and they work. You can get a V35, V37 on here with the wrong rack. The problem is they wiggle all over the place, and you have to strap them down with rock straps so they don't move and everything like that. And I just got to the point where, well, I'm just going to take that as a $275 loss. So what am I getting for my $205 PLX3112 versus the $275 PLR3112s? What I'm getting is a downgrade. As far as I can tell, they don't make this in a rapid release version. This is going to be bolted on there, and it will always be on there. Outside of that, it should be about the same thing. I'll give you a little bit better view of what the back looks like, and then we'll get into it. So from this view, you can see how the V37 has this contour to it, so it doesn't sit flush. That's why it swings way off to the side, and it's also going to rattle like that. The PLX that's actually made for this bag has this contour to it, so it's actually going to sit more flush on the bike and not swing out as far. I mean, it works, but we want the right ones. So if you're putting the V37s on, get the PLX. I'll show you one more thing. That if you were wondering whether or not you should get side bags, hard luggage, soft luggage, the ultimate reason why I wanted to get the hard luggage was because the review said, one review said you could fit a full-size helmet in it, others said you couldn't. I am here to show you that you can. I like the idea of being able to lock my shit up. Oops. I like the idea of being able to lock my stuff up and you know, walk away from it without being able to having to carry my helmet all over the place. So this is why I ended up going hard luggage over soft luggage. The bags are great. I mean, they're sort of the budget line, I guess. I mean, they're still $500 hard bags and $95 liners, but they're not the $900 sets, which are the more top of the line ones. So that's why I chose these. They've worked out well so far, and I'm going to keep them and take my $275 loss on the PLR. So let's get into the installation. I got to pull all the old one off, and then we'll be able to put the new one on. So I got the parts laid out for the PLX rack. So what do we got here? We've got the 2 luggage racks themselves, the cross base that'll go around on the back. This is new. This wasn't on the other one that I had. This is some heat shield with an adhesive back for the bag that has the exhaust right under it. This does not have the exhaust gas not diffuser, but redirector basically, and then all the screws and everything. And in normal Givi fashion, the instructions are kind of ridiculous, but I already think I spotted an error. There are 2 lengths of screws here. There's 2 longer ones, and I think what are there, 8 of the shorter ones. Both sides should be the same. This is where the number 4 is. This is the longer screw. This one also should be a number 4. It's labeled a number 3, but that definitely should be a number 4. It's actually drawn as it's a number 4, and that would make everything accounted for. So I got the quick release one off there, super quick. I mean, I think I had the thing off in three minutes. So time to start putting this thing on. The only tools you're going to need for this entire thing: 4, 5, and 6 millimeter Allen key, and they don't mention it, but I'm going to be using thread locker on this, so this is on there permanently, so I might as well throw some thread lock on these bad boys. Let's start piecing this thing together. One thing I'm going to note is that there's these spacer washer type things, and you'll see these are number 9s right here. They actually fit into the fairing piece, not fairing piece, but the piece here. I have these already installed from the last, from the other rack. So I'm not going to be putting these things in, they're already in. So that's why I'm not putting these in. I actually got to put these back in the bag for the next person that uses that one. All right, I'm going to get one side on first, see what I learned from it. Something I should mention, there's going to be 4 bolts, actually probably 5 bolts that came from the factory that you'll have to pull out. These are 4mm hexes, and then you'll install those little washers right there. So what I got to do is pull these 2 out, and then before you put anything in, I'll put these other 2 washers up top, and if they're not in there already, put these washers in the bottom. Do this before you try to put any of the screws in, or else it's much more difficult. So son of a bitch. So I just looked at the playback and you can't see anything I'm doing because it's too dark. It's actually going to make more sense. It's going to save you some time if I just show you what I did. So the racks are completely installed. It's actually a super simple installation. What you're going to want to do is there's 4 bolts to put this on each side. And the thing I learned, put those little spacer washers in first, set those into the plastic. And then on the bottom, you're gonna have the thicker, big metal spacer. On the top, you're gonna have the slightly shorter, big spacer. Then there's a fender washer that goes in there. Line those up, put 1 in on each side. It holds this plastic piece up. And then you just kind of fumble around with it, get all 4 of those in. Do not tighten them up all the way. Do the same on the other side. Do not tighten them up all the way. Come up to the front. So these are all 4mm bolts up top. On the bottom here, these are 6mm hex heads. I've been putting thread locker on everything. These are really tough to get a lot of torque and access to, but just go at them for a while. They'll get in there. Tighten these things all the way down. So that side and that side, tighten them up all the way. Once you've got that, these should still be a little bit loose up here on the top. Put the cross brace along the back. These just have a 5mm hex head with a lock washer, because when you set this thing up, it's going to be way off if you tighten these up first. So put this across the back, put this on, tighten these up real good. Then you can come around and tighten up all your 4mm up top. Once you've done that, you're done outside of putting this adhesive tape, this heat resistant, this heat shield on the bottom of the right side bag that's going to be right over the exhaust. And when we do that, we'll be able to bring it over onto our thing. It'll line right up. Sorry if you can't see that. It'll line right up. Key needs to be in the open position. And then I just kind of give her a little squeeze. And then she's on there. And that's the shittiest video of the installation ever, because the entire thing was black. I apologize for that. I was actually going to delete the whole thing, but I don't know, having a bad day. Maybe it'll make me feel better to see something completed today. Sorry if you suffered through that whole thing. Hopefully I saved you a little bit of aggravation. The big thing to take away from this, use thread locker, because they don't tell you that. Do not tighten all the bolts until you're ready to put that back cross brace in. Put the back cross brace in, then start tightening everything up. And your V37 bags are installed, good to go. I don't know about V35s, but the V37s fit a full-size helmet, and that's what you want. Have a good night, guys. Sorry about this one.